Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Wednesday, May the 29th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. Want to first start off by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here for the day. The Dow Jones closed down 106.5 points or so. The Nasdaq closed down 21 and a quarter, a little bit over, and the S&P 500 closed down close to 12 points, closing the session down 11.70. If we take a look at the breadth on the market today, we had 4,635 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. We had 1,522 stocks advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. So breadth was in favor of the bears today. A little over 2 to 1, close to a little over 2 to 1, close to 3 to 1 or so. If we take a look at the market here, starting off with the SPY now, you can see we closed down $1.08 here on the SPY. We did find some support near that 20-day moving average there around 164. Well, we found some support right in front of that level, which was a target that we gave out last night. We didn't expect the gap down that we had, but that was a decent level to work off of if you're looking to pick up some stocks off the lows today. Short-term resistance as well is around 168, so it looks like we're establishing a range between 164 and 168, a nice little 4-point range here on the SPY. If we break below 164, which is this key support level, which also lines up with the 20-day moving average, we'll be looking for a move down towards, I would say, these lows down here around 162.5 or so. And then if we break below that, we'll be looking for a move back down towards these 50-day moving averages here. But we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, so let's work off of this 164 level. Then if we break below 164, let's work off of this level right here around 162 and some change. If we continue to trade in this little range right here, well then this is going to be a buying opportunity down here. People are looking to get long versus these lows or with the stop underneath the 20-day moving average. And then we get a nice little push to the top side. You can see how the short-term moving averages are starting to trend sideways or move sideways, which is showing you that in the short term we're getting this choppy action trend, which you guys can see here as the volatility is definitely picking up a bit. You really can't see the volatility that much. Well, at least on the SPY, you can see the gap down action, of course. But if you take a look at the ES, you can see the volatility action a bit more here. Where you see this little huge wicks, huge downside wicks. So the volatility is, like I said, definitely picking up here. So you want to make sure you're managing your risk accordingly, and you'll be in good shape, because this is providing a lot of intraday buying opportunities and selling opportunities for those of you guys that are active traders that know how to trade on both sides of the fence in these conditions, which if you don't, we'll be able to teach you that with the course material that we will be teaching to some of our traders and some of our students starting next month. We're actually revamping that. I'm in the process of doing that right now, and it will be done. So make sure you go check out our website, wallstreettrading.com, and send me an email at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com if you're interested in finding out the information for the classes, or if you're interested in trading with our firm. So anyways, so let's go and take a look. Next step here, the triple Qs, the Nasdaq 100. They closed down 35 cents today. The triple Qs as well did bounce off of the 20-day moving average here with this little support around 73 and resistance around 74.50. Again, you want to watch this range right here. If we were to break below this 20-day moving average and take out this little pivot low that we have right here, which is around 72.60, 72.75 or so, it looks like we'll be looking for a move down towards 72.5, which was resistance right here. So we broke above it, so it should act as support. And if we break below that, we'll be looking for this 72 level. Then we have a gap all the way down here at 71. If we trade back to the top side, could we stay in this little range right here, then we'll be looking for a move back up towards the 74, 74.50 area. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM, the Russell 2000, okay, which looks to have been the weakest index today, which was down 0.93% on the IWM, which is a Russell 2000, while the other indices were down less than 0.75%. Well, the S&P 500 was down 0.70%. The Nasdaq and the Dow were down, were down underneath that. Well, the Dow was down 0.69%, the Nasdaq was down 0.61%. So, in general, what I'm trying to say here is that the Russell 2000 was the weakest index. So, The Russell 2000 bounced off of the 20-day moving average, or right in front of the 20-day moving average. The range you want to watch on this is down here towards, say, 96 half, and then this upper range around 100 here. You can see, again, the volatility is starting to pick up here in the short term, guys. So if you're not prone to how to trading volatility, then you want to make sure that you take off some risk. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the currency action. You guys know I like to take a look at the currency action and see how everything's looking. The dollar futures index right here, with the dollar futures index here is still basing above this 83.50 level. You can see we have this nice little tight high base flag up here. If this was to fail, then obviously we should get a nice correction to the downside here, and then we'll see if buyers try to come in somewhere down here or at these lower levels. If not, we continue to base and hold this 83.50. Well, then you should be prepared for the dollar to make a move higher, which definitely will put some pressure on some of the commodity stocks. All right. And then if we take a look at the euro, which was able to get a bounce today, it's still below that key 130 area, but it was able to get a nice little bounce today, and really can't get bullish on the euro until it gets back above this 129.88, call it 130 level, and starts to stabilize. Until then, it's still below all this overhead resistance, price congestion right there that we broke down out of. Let's take a look at the gold real quick. All right, gold was able to get a nice little bounce today. They actually were a little bit weak in the morning. They started picking up some steam, but still looking kind of sloppy here, and still nothing that we're advising our traders or some of our followers to trade on an intraday basis. So GLD got a bounce today, nothing too crazy there, so I'm just going to move right past that. GDX got a bounce today as well. You have a possible pullback pattern right here off of this low. You had this little low, made another low, but now we made a higher pivot here. So you have some people trying to working here. We could, if we take out this little pivot right here, we could make another move up. So maybe the miners, are something that you want to take a look at. Some of those miners out there. What else? Silver, SLV. Take a look at silver real quick here. Silver was up 18 cents. Same thing as gold. Nothing to do here. All right, let's go and take a look at crude oil take a look at the crude oil futures here for you guys today. Crude oil futures got smacked down today here. Closed down $2.12. All right, and you can see we're going back down towards that key 92 level. If we fail to hold 92, look for a move down towards 90. We've been having a lot of trouble trying to break past this 98 area. We tried over here. We tried right here. We tried this little area right here. So this little zone that has been acting as resistance since back here what's this, August and July of last year. You can see I've been tracking it the whole time here. It's been acting as resistance. So every time crude pops in that range, it has become a good vehicle to sell. All right, those crude oil futures, or sell the crude oil via the USO, short the USO, puts, whatever, however you want to trade it. We'll see. If we break these 92 pivot lows right here, we should make a nice move down towards 91 and maybe even 90. Then we'll gauge it from there. Again, that 92 level is a key level because this was the head and shoulders pattern that we had right here from the breakdown, and we were able to fight back above that neckline level. So it's definitely going to be a level that you want to watch tomorrow or in the coming days if we were to go down there to see how price reacts around that level. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some stocks. Now, well, actually, I want to go over the VIX because the VIX is, making these consecutive higher closes here. Well, we had one pause day on Friday, but it's starting to make a nice little uptrend here, and we are starting to see this volatility pick up in the market. So again, we had that little range that we had between this 1350 and this 1250 area. We held above it on a little pivot pullback, and now we have this little pivot right here. We have another higher pivot, and now this little break, this little trend line. We gotta be careful in this market here. What's this VIX telling us? This VIX telling us that we're going to get a pullback pretty soon as we're going to try to break over 16 on the VIX. We'll see. All right, but you definitely expect that VIX should expect that VIX to be up with this volatility that you guys are seeing in the market here. So let's talk about some stocks here. The banks had some nice gains today. BAC. Okay, BAC was up close to 1% today, still holding pretty steady with this market action that we're getting. You could take a look at Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo was up a little over 0.5%, still looking pretty decent. You could take a look at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. those are trading pretty well. Goldman Sachs is looking pretty good. It looks like it wants to take out that high of 164.5 or so. JP Morgan showed some decent strength yesterday. Had a little pause day today, gap down a bit, but they recovered the gap down. This stock has a breakout trade for continuation over 55. Keep that one on watch for tomorrow, and then we could take a look at Citigroup. Citigroup as well looks pretty good. Seeing some weakness. We're seeing some weakness in today in the consumer goods like the Procter Gamble, Philip Morris, and some of the healthcare stocks, J&J, MRK, PFE. The technology stocks, we had a nice little move on HPQ today. We were all over this trade today in our live intraday chat room, My Wall Street TV. All right, we were able. This one traded kind of funky. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. Like this one, they were chopping. They were doing a lot of chop action around the 25 level right here. But it came down to this 2485 area, 2490 area about 5 times a day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so. Was not able to break that area, and then really once it was able to break over that 25, break over that little 25 held offer that you can see here on the tape or via the chart. All right, we were able to start making some moves there. And if you go to our Facebook page, you can see I was all over that today. On top of that, for our traders and for our subscribers, but. Again, HPQ Technologies, the sector you want to be in. Remember, we've been telling you guys out there that watch our videos and take our analysis into consideration with your analysis to get long technology stocks ever since we broke out of this nice little channel right here. As you guys know, these upward sloping channels usually resolve to the downside, but when they don't, they have a fast move in the opposite direction, just like any other failed pattern. And there you go. So we've been telling you guys to buy these technology stocks since this date back here, which happens to be May the 2nd. Okay, and hopefully you guys are paying attention to that analysis there, and even came back here to our resistance level, which we got rejected off of there. Now we're just trading in between these little two channels, but just wanted to give you guys an update on that. What else here? So some good rotation into some of these energy stocks. Take a look at CHK making a nice move to the top side. All right, we've been talking about the CHK, another strong stock today. Oxy and APA, Occidental Petroleum, making a nice little move up there. Keep an eye on that one. It should get some nice continuation tomorrow as the volume looks pretty good and the trends looks good there. And then we have not APC, which APC has a breakout over 92, but we're talking about the APA here. This one held above 83 today. We talked about this one in the room this morning, but I did not follow up with it. And just look what it did. It gave you a nice little trade from 83.20 all the way to 85. Nice move. But aside from that, keep an eye on some of these energy stocks. Make sure you check out the website. And hope you guys have a wonderful day. Cheers.